Hey, how's it going? It's Michael Fiore. I am back in the office after my trip all the way back east. And in today's video, I want to talk to women about what to do if the man you fall in love with and want to be with wants to play the field. Amanda wrote in through my Facebook wall and said, "Hello, in fall of 2011, I began dating a 30-year-old guy who was in the process of divorcing his wife. They did not have kids. He said they dated for almost 7 years before their year-long marriage ended. And it was really expected they would marry. They quickly realized it wasn't working, and though divorced, are still friendly. He and I got together for 4 months, and he was truly respectful and sweet. We spent a lot of time together, both alone and with friends. I really like him. Then he fell off the grid. He contacted me a couple of days later to say that our dating wasn't working for him. It was completely out of the blue. We never argued or fought, and I thought everything was great. We remained in touch, and 4 months later got back together. His divorce had been finalized, finally. Again, he was respectful, fun, encouraging, and we meshed really well. However, I always felt like the other shoe was going to drop. He included me to a point in his life, and I met his dad and best friends, but he was always skittish, talking about our relationship, and I got the feeling he might bolt. He would get comfortable with me, and when he realized it, would push me away and keep me at a distance. Well, 5 months later, he fell off the grid again. After a day or two, he called and said it wasn't working. This time, I was kind of expecting it and asked him why. He said that he had always been in committed relationships and wanted to play the field. He even had a girl he wanted to ask out. Now, incidentally, a few days later, we were matched on Match.com at 93%. Pretty compatible. I took your quiz of 7 questions to tell if he's in love with me and scored 6 points. No, he never said the words. We haven't kept in touch this time around. I would very much like to be with him, and things were always so good between us. Of course, I would want him to fully commit to me. Do you think I should talk to him, and if so, how should I approach him? Or should I just cut my losses?" So hey, Amanda, thank you for your question, and here's your bad news. You need to let this guy go, at least for now, and probably for at least a year, and the odds are, even after that year is up, he's never going to be able to come back to you, and is going to end up with somebody else who's not nearly as cool or beautiful or as awesome as you are. Sucks, huh? But there's really nothing you can do about it, and here's why. Now, for the sake of not driving myself crazy, I'm going to call this guy, who you didn't name, Dave. And Dave actually sounds like a really nice guy. He's not a player, he's not a douchebag, he's not a dweeb. Heck, he's not even a wounded bear like so many of the guys I get emails about. Guys who were married for 15 or 20 years and had their hearts ground into powder by a woman who just couldn't accept their love. Nope. Dave isn't a wounded bear. Since he's so young, he's more of a wounded puppy. And like all guys, this puppy needs to play a bit before he's in any way ready to settle down. What's going on in Dave's head and heart right now is kind of a war. He is attracted to you. He does like you. He does have feelings for you. He is a nice guy who's actually honest and isn't trying to manipulate you or use you. But he's also a guy who spent 8 years doing the commitment thing with a woman who ended up not being for him. And after 8 years of tamping down his raging sex drive and 8 years of turning from a 23-year-old boy into a 30-year-old man, he wants to know what it's like to go out into the world and date and seduce and be seduced by and sleep with women, plural. And really, there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of like ice cream. Dave spent 8 years with a flavor of ice cream that just wasn't that great. Not bad, but not great. And then he tasted your ice cream, and it was delicious. But no matter how delicious your ice cream is, he's never going to appreciate it until he's had a chance to go out and have some other flavors. Man, this metaphor is weird, this ice cream metaphor. But here's my advice for you in a nutshell. Number 1, move on. For now, this guy just isn't cooked enough to be with anybody seriously right now. And even if he did agree to be your boyfriend, there would always be a part of him that resented you for taking away his chance to go out and play the field for a bit. Number 2, do not date married men. I know he was separated, he was in the process of getting a divorce, but do not date married men. I say this a lot, but until the ink is dry on the divorce papers, a guy is married and is not emotionally available. It's not worth it. You're always going to be the transition woman if a man is still married. You're always going to be that woman who's involved in all the negative emotions that he's going through around his divorce if he's still married. And number 3, you have to realize this has nothing to do with you. It's not that there's some amazing woman besides you that he could have met who he'd be so eager to commit to. No woman that he meets right now, right after his divorce, is going to be right for him because he needs this time to go out and be a guy, get around, sow his oats, as they like to say. So don't blame yourself for this. Don't think, oh, if I was hotter, if I was taller, if I was younger, whatever else. That's not what it is. The best thing for you to do right now is to move on, to appreciate what you guys have for the brief moment you had it, and to maybe hope that in the future something might happen, but don't obsess about it. Question number 2 is from Carolyn. I want to do a bonus question today. It says, Michael, I just found out that my man spent the night with another woman in a motel room, but claims nothing happened, and danced with her and then shared a kiss. Should I believe him or should I end the relationship? If you, right now, who's watching, has an answer for this question, post it below. Go there, or go on my Facebook wall or whatever else. But here's my answer, briefly. Carolyn, fun question, but I really can't give you the answer because I don't know the guy in question. Is he generally a trustworthy guy? Has he cheated on you in the past? Was the relationship freaking amazing before this happened? Are you looking for an excuse to dump him in the first place? No idea on my end, so I can't tell you what to do. It does sound a little fishy that he would share the hotel room with her and nothing would happen. Maybe they were there for work, saving money? I don't really know. You didn't really go into detail here. I will say there are more options than what you're talking about, though. Listen, cheating happens. Oh no, oh my God, holy crap. Cheating is incredibly common in relationships. In America, in Afghanistan, and everywhere around the world, fidelity is hard. I like fidelity. I'm in a monogamous relationship. I like being in a monogamous relationship. But monogamy is not easy all the time. If you're with a guy or a girl who is a perpetual cheater, who has a reputation for cheating all the time and can never quite seem to keep their hands off somebody else's genitals, yeah, that's probably a dumpable offense if you want to be in a monogamous relationship. But if it happens once over the course of your relationship, that's not necessarily the death knell for your love. A lot of times people give up on what could be good relationships because of one incidence of cheating. If you made out with the girl, whatever else, if it wasn't a big thing, if it only happened because they were drunk, blah, 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 it's not necessarily the end of your relationship. This is way worse, by the way, for people that have been together for 15, 20 years. Somebody cheats one way or the other, and all of a sudden this seems to be the end, which is bad for the kids, bad for the people in the relationship, etc. You can possibly get over it if you both legitimately want to get over it. So again, I don't necessarily have a great answer for you. I do talk about this more in a video called What Keeps a Man Faithful When You're Not Around, which is also on my YouTube page. You can check it out. But if you have a comment you want to put here, put it down below. And if you want to learn more, I actually recommend for the original question from Anna about how to get a guy to commit, I have a great little book on Kindle called Make Him Beg to Be Your Boyfriend. It costs you $3. And it teaches you exactly what to do to get a man who won't commit to actually commit. Weird. Check it out. I'll put the link down in the show notes. Thanks. Bye.